Hello, welcome to the Paper Snob. This is Tara. Today I am working on a layout for the Counterfeit Kit challenge block using my Counterfeit kit, which is also my How to Kill a Kit with Style kit for the month of March. I have a bunch of products sitting here on my desk. I am also working on 30 days of sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life series number 20. This is day number 12. Karen is the creator of this sketch, and I will have her information listed down there below, along with the playlist for 30 days of sketches, the playlist for How to Kill a Kit with Style. For Counterfeit Kit Challenge blog, I am the master forger in charge for the month of March. I'm running the blog, I'm running the challenges, and the challenge that I gave for our first challenge of the month using our kits is to use watercoloring. You could use a pre-made background if you wanted. I wasn't super specific. I'm going to play with some resist products here and some Lindy's magical shakers. So what I have here is a bunch of product from the print shop paper repack that was in my kit. Had not opened it yet, so I've got a bunch of different product from that in there. I have a stamp. It's a background stamp. Pretty sure that came from Amazon. A photo that I was going to use for my Rainbow Crush layout yesterday, but changed it out at the last minute. I pulled in this set of alphas. They're either Hip Kit or Freckled Fawn, not sure which. They're very similar in nature. A title that I created from a Vicky Booten mixed media chipboard title pack that came out right before American Crafts shut down. And I did some resist with that as well. And the technique that I used on this will show up in another video at another time. This is a piece of leftover paper from my kit, from my forgeries. I've been using these semi-solids from Print Shop in my kit for mats, to create embellishments, etc. I've also got some wood veneer that I was in my kit, and this came from Hip Kit Club. It's their This Is Life kit. I'm not sure how much of this I'm actually going to use, but I pulled it out because I really don't have a ton of embellishments. But I'm going to pause. I'm going to get started with this technique that I'm going to do, and I'll be right back. Alright, let's go ahead and get this top strip off of my Vicky Booten Foundation's cardstock. If you're not familiar with this was her mixed media cardstock that she put out with American Crafts. Here it's kind of hard to find now. I'm really hoping that maybe 49 and Market will put something out similar, but we'll see. I've got a couple pads of it left myself, so I'm good for now. So my goal here is to kind of show you one way to do a resist technique. Now I am trying to use this Ranger embossing dabber. It's not coming out, but I try it. And if you have one of these that works, this technique would definitely work on it. See, I'm not getting anything, even squeezing it, nothing. It only left a little bit on top of my cardstock when I went to stamp this down, so I do restamp it with Versamark, and that is what I'm going to be switching to, is the Versamark. It's kind of disappointing. I think I've only used that dabber once, so disappointing that I can't get anything to come out of it, but you know, my handy dandy trusty Versamark ink pad is pretty much perfect. Me poking Penny in the nose because she's nosy, and we've already had a paint incident with her this month, so I don't think we need help with embossing powder. So this is a background stamp, and I've used it twice this month already. This is the second time. This, I believe, came from Amazon. maybe from AliExpress. I placed one order with AliExpress, and I bought some stamps and stencils, so it's possible this came from there. Putting in this scrap piece of white cardstock on the edge so that when I stamp here, I don't get a whole bunch of it on my glass mat. Just kind of making sure that I get that stamped out well. Now I know you really can't see it right now because of course Versamark is a clear ink. And if you're not familiar with it, it's great for this sort of thing. If you use it on cardstock, colored cardstock, it'll also make a tone-on-tone stamped effect. So that was Uti, that is ultra thick embossing enamel, and you can definitely just use clear embossing powder or even white if that's what you would like to do, or any other color for that matter for your resist. I just wanted to play with the Uti. I haven't played with it in a long time, and because I'm not worried about fine details, I felt like the Uti would definitely be fun because it's chunkier than regular embossing powder, and I thought it would give a great and fun texture. Again, I was not worried about small details. If you're wanting small details in your embossing, Uti is not the project or the product you want to use. So I am just kind of playing along very carefully, using my heat tool to get all of this melted. I go over it a couple of times, trying not to stay in one place for too long because you can burn your paper with a heat gun. Ask me how I know. And trying to avoid that. So I'm just kind of moving it around, and I go back over it a couple of times as I heat emboss. Now, I haven't played with this sort of technique in a long time. I think that this is the easiest way to create a resist technique out of some of the others that I have done, but it's still quite messy because, of course, embossing powder, or in my case, Uti, is kind of like glitter. It gets everywhere. And I didn't try to save all of it. I used my little vacuum in between takes to clear up strays from my glass mat. And so we've got that. Pretty happy with how it looks. I realize that you still can't see a whole lot. That white on white is kind of difficult. But now you'll get to see some of that magic come through. And I just chose 3 colors, kind of an orangey color, and then 2 shades of green, although this one is more of a yellow in the end. Forget what color and why I thought it might be green, but it ends up being more yellow. And the color actually doesn't matter that much because I don't have a whole lot of embellishments that I'm bringing in here. The color for this is going to be what stands out. And just look how those powders just spray and melt and make that watercolor effect on my background. And then now you can definitely see that resist that I created. I am going to grab a water brush. It does have water in it. I'm not using the water in it. I'm just using the brush part to kind of spread this out a little bit and get a little bit more coverage from the product that I put on there. Trying to not saturate my paper too much. Although this is mixed media paper and it does well with mixed media, it's still going to bend. And so I just kind of hope to get this to blend without using too much water. I think there's a fine line between too much and just enough, and I've been guilty of saturating. So I allowed the background to dry. You can see that I'm using my magnets there to hold it down. I had them on all 4 corners at one point because as it dried, I wanted it to kind of dry flat. It's not perfectly flat, but that's okay. So in case you're wondering, yes, I reprinted that photo. I decided it was going to take too much real estate and cover up too much of my background. And the whole point of creating that background was so that I could enjoy it. So I want to be able to see it. I'm just taking all of these papery pieces and I'm just layering them up behind my photo. I did matted on that coral wood grain from Print Shop. And again, I think most of the product here is from Print Shop. I know all of the layering pieces are, and the butterfly, the tab, and the label are. The title, of course, I already said came from an American Crafts release. It was Vicki Boutin's mixed media release that she had right before American Crafts went away. And then, of course, these are either Hip Kit or Freckled Fawn. Remind me to not buy these ever again. I mean, I realize that Freckled Fawn is now gone, but they are a pain in the neck. I do not get them straight on camera. I try. I fail. But the rest of my title is going to say "Get in my belly." On Thursday or Wednesday, when I introduced my Rainbow Crush layout with this particular photo, I mentioned that I get a lot of, "What do you eat?" And that question gets asked a lot because I have some pretty bad food allergies. And this is what I eat. I eat a lot of protein and vegetables. I do eat carbs. I just stay away from the foods that cause me to react. Nobody likes to puke. Nobody likes hives. I most certainly don't. So I'm going to pause and glue. I'll be right back. All right, I got this layout completely done. I really love how this background came out. Using the Uti was kind of a gamble because if you're not familiar with it, it is a chunkier, clear embossing. They call it an enamel, but like an embossing powder, but it's a lot chunkier than regular embossing powder. But it worked really well with this stamp, and it doesn't help that I don't expect mixed media backgrounds to be perfect, so that does help. But I love how that resist came out, and I loved being able to play with those magical powders, and you know, just in general, playing with some mixed media is always fun in my book. So I got my journaling down and I got everything glued down. You probably noticed that I reprinted the photo into a smaller size. I felt like it was taking up too much real estate for the amount of layers that I wanted to put underneath it. So I just resized it and reprinted it, and that is about it. Make sure that you check out that description box below for the playlist for How to Kill a Kit with Style and 30 Days of Sketches. I am sure there's going to be some other overlap on those two playlists like mine is, but you will be totally inspired by both playlists, so make sure you check those out. If you are interested in being a part of Counterfeit Kit Challenge blog, there is a Facebook community group, which I will link up down below for you. Just click on that link, answer those membership questions, and agree to the group rules. And we'll get you set up and started playing along with creating your own kits and maybe even making some forgeries every now and then. I hope that you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye.